Can you tell? Can you tell what kind of video this is going to be? I'm at Walmart parking lot. I'm not going into Walmart. I just had to get out of the apartment, and I was planning on recording today, and I just, you know, I was just gonna say no, but then I thought, why not? Maybe it'll make me feel better. And so I parked very far from the door, and then somebody got out and started cleaning their floor mats of their car, banging them against that light post. I always pick something that irritates me, and I think everything irritates me, but that's okay. Maybe I can do some laughing while I'm out here. This isn't anything new. I am sad almost all the time. I have better moments than others, but for the past few days it's been like really bad. So I'm gonna, you know, be probably turning this video off and on and off and on and off. I'm glad that truck is gone. Nothing like major has happened, but I thought I could explain to everybody what I'm going through, and you know, maybe, you know, there's always a chance that it'll help someone else, or you know, it would be awesome if me just talking about things helps me, because I am in emotional pain. I hurt everywhere. I mean, it's just really, really bad, and I, you know, keep brushing it off, just saying, oh, give it time, but now I really kind of have an understanding as to why I'm, you know, going through this, and the timeline as to why it's getting more and more painful. My mother's death and all that stuff, my life, it's really my life that has me like this. I'm sure most of you know, you've been watching me for a long time, moved from Maine to Mississippi, took care of my narcissistic mother my entire life, and it was hell, and apparently still is. You know, it's not over yet, but I'm hoping it will be at some point. I'm doing everything in my power to get better and get past this. So my life was abusive and toxic and filled with trauma, and not just my mother, a lot of things. And I was an alcoholic from, you know, starting as a child. By 12, I was drinking in school. I would steal beer and bring it to school and drink and get drunk and passed out in the bathroom in junior high. You know, so I've been drinking for a long time. Well, I haven't. I mean, I've stopped. But, you know, it was a really lousy childhood and life. And I stayed with my mother until she died at age 99 and was still taking care of her. And I was so worried when she died, like how I would take it. I was afraid that I would feel great guilt for not being, always kind to her and stuff. But no, that didn't happen. I'm very well aware that the narcissistic abuse and the toxic behavior, that was all on her. And I don't blame myself for any of the way things went. What I do blame myself for is for staying with it. You know, it's been over 7 months now since she died. And for 7 months, not once has anybody made me feel like I'm worthless, piece of shit, awful, crazy. You know, and at first that felt very good. And then I realized that I just don't know what my life is now. You know, I also had the physical work of taking care of her, but that was physical. It wasn't emotional, and it didn't destroy me. You know, was it getting harder and harder to do? Of course. You know, would I still be doing it? I would hope if she would have lived, we would have finally been able to get care. I tried so hard to get care to come in, and I never really talked about all the bullshit I went through with that. It was just, you know, there was so much going on when I moved here. I'm still completely drained from all of that. It's been a year now, and a year ago now we were staying at Derek's. So I know a lot of that is coming back to me and just making me, you know, think about what we went through and what I'm going through now. But what I think it is that, you know, my role my entire life was taking care of my mother. And when I say taking care of her, you know, I was the one to do all the things that she needed when she had fake heart attacks and fake strokes and needed to go to the hospital and, you know, things like that. So I was the one that always managed all of those things. But my biggest role was being there for her to have a scapegoat to constantly keep her narcissistic supply going. She had me there so she could always get high off putting me down. That was my real role. I used to try everything in my power to make her happy and to give her those happy moments. And as I got older, those attempts were scary because it could always go wrong. So, you know, I couldn't even find pleasure in trying to do something that she loved or even liked, because she could, you know, just make me feel like I did the stupidest, most worst thing for her, you know. So, you know, it was just awful. It was awful. I don't miss any of that. This is not about me missing my mother and wishing she was here. It's about me missing the mother that I absolutely never had, and that I completely gave up my life for that. If I could start over, I would have run away at age 10. I mean, anything would have been better than what I had. And I know relatives, friends who are watching this probably can't even wrap their head around it because they didn't see the stuff that was going on, you know? But, you know, I'm 62 years old, and this is how I feel about my life. So I hope people can look at this and know that it was real, you know? And I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just really, really sad. And right now, I just don't know how to get through this, you know? I don't have insurance. I don't want to go to therapy. It's like even thinking about going to therapy. I don't know if I could find a therapist anywhere who would understand or have my understanding of what went on, because I would have to have somebody who lived it and survived it. So I'm just really having a rough time, and it is so hard. I brought a roll of toilet paper because I don't have tissues. It's so hard to get through the day when I feel so much pain and like just sick to my stomach. It's, you know, it's like mourning the death of somebody, but the death that I'm mourning is my own. I feel like I died a very long time ago, and I've just been living in hell. And it makes me sad because I don't feel like there's a chance for me to be happy, because I feel like I'm too old now. It's too late. And I'm out of my element too, you know. I don't find comfort in my surroundings. Of course I have Derek and Skylar, but I hardly see them. And I understand that. That's okay. I didn't come here to be in Derek's face. And I told him that because I knew, you know, he was alone for a long time. And I promised him, I said, Derek, if I move next to you, do not worry about seeing me all the time. Sadly, we had to spend a whole month cramped together. And I know that was hard. It was hard for everybody. And, but, you know, I kept reminding him I'm a workaholic too. I'm going to be doing my thing. You do your thing. And, You know, at the very beginning, I might have popped in a little bit more than, you know, I should have. Yeah, but that was all just new, and, you know, I would try to take a break from my mother for a few minutes and just, you know, when she was still able to just be sitting and coloring, I just needed to get away. But, you know, I don't do that now. And I do love that we get to go to, you know, see things like Skylar in the choir. I went to a football game. And we're going to be going to the Christmas concert. You know, so I have those things, but that's just not enough, you know, because when I'm alone, I have so many memories, and it's just very, very hard. And I don't know anyone who feels like this, other than when it's an actual death of a loved one. That I understand, you know, but I don't have that. I mean, geez, you know, that sounds crazy. Yes, my mother died, but that wasn't a sadness like other people have when somebody dies. That was just that. Her death was like, now there was no more chance for me to ever make it right, you know, for me to ever have the mother I wanted. So it was the death of a dream, like of a hopefulness, a wishful thinking. But I knew by the time she was 98, 99, I mean, I knew I was never going to get that. I didn't get that my entire life, all these years. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. And I just stayed. I just stayed because I guess I didn't know what else to do. And maybe I was afraid that this is what I was going to go through. Because my entire role in this world has been that of the scapegoat daughter. The one to take the punches, you know, not physically when I was little, but not as an adult. There was no physical abuse, and I would have rather had that. But it was a mental fucking nightmare, a fucking nightmare, and I have that to think about, you know, and it makes me very sad. And then I see Skylar growing up, and I look at her and I say, by the time I was her age, so much had happened to me. I was a full-on drunk. I wasn't kept safe, and it was just awful. It was just awful. So I'm mourning my own life. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm sure it'll pass. But I have to find something else other than just my work. I throw myself into work because it kind of, you know, helps block all of this. But I don't want to spend all my time just working, because it's coming to the point where it's hard for me to just even want to do that, you know? And I really could be doing other things and more socializing than making shrinky dinks, you know, in a library with people who don't even want to talk to me, you know. It's like, I need more than that. And I can find that, but I have to set myself up for it. You know, I haven't dyed my hair for, like, I don't know, maybe I've had the box of dye for 2 or 3 months, and, you know, it doesn't matter. People can be gray. I prefer to dye my hair. It always makes my hair feel better, feel thicker, but I'm not doing anything for myself. I'm chewing the shit out of my fingertips, and that's not good. I mean, it's stopping me from doing videos that I want to do because I don't want to be, you know, showing my chewed up fingers. You know, things are just going downhill fast, and I need to fix that. All of a sudden, I thought I wasn't recording. I do that all the time. And then all the time, I think maybe it would be better if I wasn't. So I need to start taking care of myself and setting myself up for success. Not business success, but life success. I need to just prepare myself for a better life, because it's not going to get better if all I do is cut fabric and, you know, throw myself on my bed to take a break and look at videos that make me cry. You know, I cry all the time. And I have been crying my whole life. I mean, it's nothing for me to just cry in the middle of the day for apparently no reason, because I'm always so mentally worn out. And I want that to stop and to change. And I actually have made some changes, and I was going to talk about that today, but I'm just so incredibly sad today, and just, you know, it's hard for me to even talk about or think about something better. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, because this could end up being at least funny, if not fun. And I did it before for my patrons and YouTube members. It was just videos that only they could see. And I've actually done this a couple of times over the years, and it never works. I don't expect it to work again, but I thought, again, I have to set myself up. What it is I turned on a couple of dating profiles that I have out there in the universe, and you know, it seemed like a good idea at the time, and I really wanted to do a video on just that, because I'm going to need to stop this video. It's going to be very long, but I have no high hopes on this. There's a guy, hang on. Getting in his car. He's putting his bag in the back seat on the floor. Little does this guy know that I'm giving you a rundown as to what he's doing. Oh, he has a leaf or something stuck on his windshield, and he was trying to get that off. What was I saying? No. Oh yeah. I do not feel like I need someone in my life to make me happy. That's not where happiness comes from. I need to be happy within. But I would like to have a friend, a male friend. I don't fucking want a woman friend. I want a male friend, companion, whatever you want to call it. And it would bring me great joy if I could make somebody feel better or laugh or whatever. That's what I need. I don't need somebody to heal me. I can heal by just being around somebody that I appreciate or who gets me, all right? And there's no one in this world that's going to fill that void. Because I'm telling you, first of all, I do have to get to the better paid sites. All right, and now that I'm telling you all this, maybe I'll be encouraged too. But let me tell you, when I did this for my patrons and members, I hope they remember. I'm sure they do. And those videos are all private now. Maybe I could recycle some of those. I would do videos reading the messages that I get from these guys, and some of them were fucking hilarious. So I would like to do that. But the first time that I attempted this, I really was hoping I could go out with a couple guys for the sake of my channel. No, I don't want to do that. I'm not doing it now just to have content. I would actually legit like to meet someone. But it's going to be hard because I am very strict about a few things. They cannot smoke. They cannot drink. I don't even want it to say social drinking. Unless that means that they drink once a month when they go out or something with a friend. But I don't want any drinking around me because I would be that close to drinking again. And I know it. So that has to be a definite no. And I you know, that's the two most important things. The drinking, obviously, is the most important, but I don't want somebody smoking either. I smoked for many years, and I've been around smokers after I stopped, and it smells even worse than when you're smoking along with them. Don't need that. I don't need anybody, you know, coughing up blood and, you know, just, you know, we're talking people my age and up, so if they've been a lifelong smoker, they're just going to go downhill fast, and I don't want that. And I want somebody who is can support himself, you know. I don't need his money, and I don't want him to need mine. I want us to be able to, you know, be okay. I just want somebody grown up, you know, who made the right choices and is secure and normal and has to make me laugh. That's the most important thing. And you know, it's not going to kill me to try. But we're dealing with this, and then I'm dealing with that. So it's going to be tough. It really is. But I think it's worth a try, because I need to have something other than my work and Derek and Skylar in the library gang. You know, I need somebody that I can have for myself, who might say, let's go for a ride today, you know, something like that. So yeah, that's what I would like to try doing. And again, that means I need clothing. I need to stop chewing my fingers. You know, and I'm picking them right now. It's just, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to see, like, this one? I've tried to stop, but like I end up making sores like that. This one gets very, very chewed up on the side, but it's going down a little bit. I don't know if you wanted to see that, but I showed you. And you know, every finger has something going on, but they are looking much better. So I'm gonna try hard to stop doing that shit. I just read an article last night that that's a form of self-harm, like the kids who cut and things like that, and I didn't know that. I never thought, I mean, I know it's from anxiety. The other thing that I do, that I've done, as far as I can remember, is I twist my hair, and I break it. I don't pull it out, but it ends up coming out, because when I twist and break, I lose a lot of hair, and it's almost always on this side, so I always have to keep cutting this side to match. Yeah, full of anxiety. Is this enough? I think I've talked enough. Oh. I do feel a little bit better, and I promise you, if I get some funny ass replies, because they're the spammy, scammy people, you know, especially on free sites, they will just, you know, oh, hello, beautiful, how are you feeling today? You know, it's, you know, instantly that's not somebody that is in, you know, they want money. You know what I mean? They want us to, they want you to cash a check for them or something. I'm going to send you a check. Can you send me $1,000, and I'm going to send you a check for $2,000, and you can keep the extra $1,000 just for helping me. You know, it's that kind of stuff. And I did message one guy who was actually from South Haven, and I think he was 61, and he looked nice. But it did say social drinking, and I said, I can give that a chance. But you know, to some guys, social drinking means beers after work with the boys every day. 12-pack. Oh, I'm just social drinking. But, you know, I don't know. It will be fun, and I'm glad that I got on here and talked to you guys, because today was rough. It was really bad. And I knew that coming on here and chatting with you guys was going to help me, and it has. So I guess I'll go home and get back to work. I have a sale going on right now, and we'll just see how that goes. You know, I tell myself every week I'm quitting, and then every week I I don't quit, but I am holding back more and more. I notice I'm holding back on ordering big amounts of fabric all at once like I was. It's like I just want to make sure that I always have just enough fabric to deal with now, and that if I decide I'm shutting down, that I don't have a lot to just sell off. You know, I'm trying to plan for a future. I don't know what the future is going to be, but I know that I don't want my entire future, you know, the next 20 years, you know, just, you know, cutting fabric. And I have to get away from those things so I can do other things, because that's just a way to keep me from having a better life. I'm afraid of what's out there, so I stay and do what I know. And I've learned that that's not a good way to do things, because if I just stick with what I know, like sticking with my mother, all those years, all my life, you're just stuck. You're stuck with that thing, and I don't want to be stuck anymore. I want to find something different.